Alright, we are going to see how to thread the machine with the Janome. This is the newer machine we have in the class. So first of all, it's the on-off switch. You go ahead and turn that on. And the different stitch selections, the stitch length, you went between the 2 and 3. And this one selects whether you want a straight stitch or a zigzag. And we'll have it on the straight stitch. This is the reverse for your back stitching when you start and stop. And you want to hold that down for as long as you want to go. Okay, this is the hand wheel. And remember, always move the hand wheel towards you. When the hand wheel moves, the take up lever will bring the needle up and down. The inside is what you pull out when you get ready to wind your bobbin. But it should stay in when you're sewing. Okay, and this is the part that you'll thread. This is, again, this is the little thing. If you want to change the needle, you take this little screw and unscrew it. The needle will come out, and when you put a new needle in, the flat side of the needle will go to the back, and you would put it back up in and then tighten that screw. Okay, and of course the hole is in the bottom. Okay, this is the presser foot, and the presser foot lever is back here, and that raises and lowers. This is the throat plate, and for most sewing we'll be sewing on 5/8, and this is where your bobbin will go. And normally this is on top, so you want to release that little window, so that's where the bobbin would go. Alright, let's thread the machine so you know how to do that. This is where just some bobbins can go and things like that. Alright, so this top comes up, and we are going to, I'll show you how to put thread. This is our thread. We want to put thread onto the bobbin, and the bobbin is the bottom thread. The top thread and the bobbin thread will connect into the lock stitch. So this is how we'll do that. We'll put the thread on. Okay, then we are going to go through this thread guide first, around to that thread guide, and then the thread is going to go from the inside to the outside of the bobbin. Okay, so there goes the thread from the inside to the outside, and this would be a bobbin that had no thread on it, but this one already has, so I'm just going to show you. So from the inside to the outside goes on the bobbin winding arm, and then you lock that into place. You want to hold that thread up. You're going to release this little button. You're going to hold this thread as you hit the foot pedal. This is going to twist and wind around and start winding the thread onto the bobbin. As you do that, you want to take and pull this thread and break it so that it's not connected. So this would wind, we would stop. After we're done, we push that back in, release the bobbin, and we would snip our threads. Okay, so now we're ready to thread the upper and the lower thread. Alright, on the upper thread, we'll get this thread wound back up. Alright, so we are going to use this front of the machine, and this machine is pretty easy because it actually shows you the diagram. So if you kind of forget, you can use this. So do not use this because that's only for the bobbin winding. So we're going to start with this, put the thread around. Okay, it goes right down this little crevice. Around number 2, you go around, lead the thread back up. From the right to the left, the thread should go through that little hole there. So it goes right to left, it went around that little hook, and then the thread should be in the middle of that little take-up lever. Then it goes down, and it will clip onto that little thread guide. So you're going up, down, down. So it's through that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, down, down. Always move from right to left. So once we're through that thread guide, we're going to go through the needle. You want to moisten the thread, go from the front to the back, and you want to hold the thread pretty close up so it'll go through. Pull the thread through behind the presser foot to the back left. Right, the top is done. So now make sure you take up lever and your needle are at the highest position. You're going to put your bobbin in. Hold your bobbin that's wound with your thread. Hold it so the thread is going from the right to the left, from the top to down, just like that. So you drop the bobbin in. You want to go through this first thread guide, around to the second thread guide, and over to the right, and let that thread sit. Now we have to get this thread to come up through that hole. So we're going to hold our top thread with our left hand, move the hand wheel until the needle goes all the way down and all the way back up. It goes all the way down, all the way back up. There goes the thread. We're getting ready to pull that one back up. So keep moving till the take-up lever is at the top. Pull this thread and there's your loop. Take a pair of scissors and pull the loop out. And you should have the top and the bobbin thread coming out to the back left. Okay. Then you put the little window back on. And you're ready to sew. When you start sewing, make sure that's at the top. And you're ready to go.